ready. How are you? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is it snowing by you? Because it's definitely snowing here. Good morning. Cece, I thought you said you was going to be late today. I thought you said you was going to be late. You early. Cece, how y'all doing down there with that ice or snow? Are you getting ice or snow? Let me know. Let me know. I'll show y'all what we got. We got straight up. It's been snowing for a couple hours now. So, how's everybody doing this morning? Would you get ice or snow? Lots of rain. Um, she's scared she gonna miss something. I don't think I'm gonna give away, but I also don't know that either. So good thing you made it on time, Shelly and Cece. I don't think I'm doing a giveaway today. So Cece, I was serious when I said that. So I got a few things that I want to do this morning, and I'm kind of a little bit indecisive. A little bit. It's been snowing since 11 there. Well, actually, I looked online last night and it said it should have been snowing at like 7 this morning. But guess what? I forgot to set my alarm. And when I woke up, my clock said 7:22. Okay? You didn't go to bed till 3. Why though? Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Nichols. I saw y'all watch the playback. Y'all are funny with your comments. I love it though. I love it. I love every bit of it. Good morning, Grand Rising. Good morning. I am, because I woke up a little later, I don't have coffee this morning. I actually have tea. I actually have hibiscus tea this morning. So, and I lit the fireplace a little late, but that is okay. So, my plan was to have the seeds out that I was going to plant today, but I didn't do that yesterday. So, y'all going to help me decide these seeds because I feel like I have a slight dilemma. Nisi in the garden, good morning, good morning, good morning, plant family. It's been snowing and sleeting here since Friday night. Y'all stay warm. Ooh, you too, you too. Your coffee is brewing. You can't wait. Yeah, I just have tea this morning, so hopefully it does okay. But I'm feeling pretty good this morning. I'm having a pretty productive weekend. I did laundry yesterday. Yo, I went to the spa yesterday and got a massage. It was amazing. We stayed up watching this crazy series and you're about to brew coffee. I might have to tune in. Brother, I think we have um a person who also binge watches shows like we do, and that is Shelly. Shelly. Okay, good morning, Donzel. Good morning, good morning. Let me put this first poll question up. If you guys give me a minute, let me put this poll. Use about that. The spa was great, Nickel. So, and this is probably not a great thing to say on stream, but the lady that did my massage, her name is Norma, right? Norma's like this little petite little woman, but man, she got some force behind those hands. She was getting all up in the knots in my shoulders. She was like, you stressed? I was like, I guess. And I think I might have fell asleep on that lady. Today I'll be working on my indoor grow space in my basement, starting mini cucumber seeds. You have inspired me. Well, I'm glad that I inspired you. Good morning, Miss Cheryl. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This morning I was looking up the various things that I should plant. So a lot of them are going to be herbs, and I do think I'm also going to start some of my pepper seeds. Even though it's a little bit early, I'll just up pot them because those are like a staple in my garden, and I want to make sure I have a good success rate with the peppers as well. So let's see. What is your biggest seed starting challenge? Let's see. I'm watching the chat. Um, she must be a little person if she was tiny to me. Yes, Cece, she was. Oh, you're so funny. Let's see what else. Yeah, Shelly, I gotta go in and watch yours. I usually watch stuff before I start live stream, but I had a late start. Let's see. Here goes my poll for this morning. Everybody still saying hello. Let me just go through and make sure I have everything and everybody. Let me switch over my computer to live chat so I can see everybody. Do I? Yep. I still haven't figured out, Shelly, how to do it um on my phone. Your husband always fall asleep. They hurt me. Well, let me stay focused on this. uh, yeah, if I fell asleep, that means she did her job. I'm gonna schedule another one. So, um, yeah, Nichols, on the phone, it won't do the at thing. I realized that early in the game. So when I don't at people, I'm on my phone, and when I at people, I'm on my computer. I don't know if anybody else realized that as well. So, and on my phone, I can't, when I'm streaming and I'm looking at you guys' comments and stuff, I can't actually see the live chat. So I'm looking at the live chat on a computer, but the live chat on my phone I can't get. So I'm not sure if I'm seeing all the messages on my phone or not. Good morning, Gwen. How are you guys with the snow down there? How's Harvey dealing with the snow? Does he like it? Harvey's her dog. So we got 8 votes so far. Make sure when you come in, don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Okay, so good morning. Good morning, Chanel. How are you? Oh, thank you, Nancy. Thank you. Thank you for becoming a member. You are going to love the member perks that I'm putting out there for you guys. So, welcome to becoming a member. And I gifted 5 memberships yesterday. So, make sure that you guys turn into the members only videos. There'll be one today. Oh, Shelly, you finally got it? Miss Cheryl, don't start throwing stuff in here at us iPhone users. Yes, I have an iPhone. Um, you have to get before she starts. You gotta, yeah. Thank you for joining, Nancy. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Um, so I really, really love all the members coming in, supporting me. It really does mean a lot. You guys give me a lot of great, great um, topics to talk about, things to think about. You keep track of my garden. You remind me of things. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So at the top of the hour, we're going to get started. But before I get started, let me give out my disclaimers as usual. Number 1, hit that like button on your way in so that YouTube pushes out the content, right? Um, you can't wait to monetize. Membership is everywhere. It is, and it doesn't hurt to have memberships. Number 2, let's be respectful of everybody. If you're not respectful, my mods are on it. Matter of fact, I think this morning so that I don't get distracted. Okay, I turned off my moderation activity. So mods, it's all on you this morning. I don't think anything's going to come over that I can see that needs to be banned. So it's all on you guys this morning. I don't want to get distracted this morning. I got a little distracted yesterday. Yes, and remember to hit that like button. Thank you, Nichols. Number 3, I like to have an interactive stream. So please do ask questions, leave your comments. If you have any advice, leave it. Because guess what? If I don't know something, 9 times out of 10, somebody in the chat does, right? 9 times out of 10, somebody in the chat does. And what else? Yeah, make sure you're interactive, be respectful, hit that like button, and yeah, make sure you leave all the reactions. Oh, and of course, I'm setting my goals. I don't want you to feel obligated, but the goals are there. Rich said, Plant Daddy knows all. I don't know about that, Rich. I don't know. Good morning, Rose. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. Make sure you come in, say good morning. Take the poll. Yes, it's me. Yes, it's me. Good morning. How are you? Good morning. So we're going to get started. Today's topic is seed starting. We're going to, if you couldn't tell by the chat, seed starting. Right. And we don't discuss any nighttime lives. This is, thank you, Cece. This is a PG-13 stream, right? Because you never know who's watching. We're up early in the morning, and this is a good Sunday morning. Let's keep it clean in here, you guys. Let's keep it clean. My mods, I may ask them to, if you're a regular person and you get a little out of control, I just want to say this is a no nonsense zone, and I will time you out. Maybe not block you, but I will time you out because I don't want any of those type of shenanigans in my stream. So PG-13 stream. Got it? Great. I appreciate you guys for following the rules. Right, PG-13, right? Okay, perfect, perfect. So yeah, we're going to be talking about seeds starting this morning. Let me take a look at the poll. Oh man, a lot of different. That's officially number 4. Hey, I don't keep track. I just keep adding them on, right? Because I want everybody to be respectful and I want everybody to feel comfortable and enjoy everybody's comments, right? So, hey, happy Sunday, Miss Cece. So like I like to, laugh and joke too, but I just think that um certain things aren't appropriate for stream. So Nancy's great thing you brought that up. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. She says, does anybody use seed blocking? We're going to talk about that in a minute. So um, today I'm going to be starting some herbs, maybe some peppers and different things that take a long time to germinate that I personally have issues um, getting to germinate or getting to grow for me, right? And there's also some seeds that I'm going to plant that I know I started late last year. So this year I'm going to start them early. And those are my hibiscus seeds, right? So CC, you do block planting? I did not know that. I learned something new about you almost every day, right? Almost every day. So I'm getting warm in here. The fireplace is going. Sounds like the house is waking up. I hear them in there. Okay, let's see what you guys put in this poll. I'm going to leave it up for a little bit. And just so you guys know, my preparation for these streams is I do write notes so that I can kind of like be more sure as to what I'm talking about. So it's not because I don't know what I'm talking about, but I want to give a little bit extra details. I got some show and tell pictures for you guys today. So I plan on having a good time with everybody. All right. Oh, you know what? Let me go with some more housekeeping, right? Thank you. I'm a Gemini. We will keep you learning us. There you go. So before I start the stream today, three of my mods. Good morning, Brooke. Good morning. 3 of my mods dropped some content this morning. The first person that dropped content was Shelly. I'm dropping in her thank you for the gifts, brother, and the jewels. Shelly dropped her sea haul content. This is one of her sea hauls. All right. CC drops content every day. Check her out. And my brother drops his garden content updates on Sunday. So check them out. If you have not subscribed to their channel, please do. Okay? Is that end of the housekeeping? I drop your links. I dropped the little preview of your content that dropped this morning. I'll have content dropping later today. Everybody still voting in the seat. Okay, perfect. So before I get started, right, let me just go to this, right? It seems like Nisi, good morning. I think I spoke to you, Nisi. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, so knowing when to start. Good morning, G Mama. Good morning. You guys are in here this morning. I appreciate every bit of it, right? So take the poll. Today, let me just pan over, show you guys what I got here. Oh, yeah. So yesterday, I'm staying focused. If you saw on my channel, I bought some new seed starting trays from Greenstock. This is not a paid promotion. I bought these with my own money. Good morning, Janet. I bought them with my own money, right? Seed starting trays. So this is what I'll be starting my trays off of. I think I told you before in the video, the reason why I like them is because when I bought them, they came with the domes, And I don't know if you can see this, but on these trays, right? On the trays, I don't know if you can see them, but there's A, B, C, right? So there's that on them. And then another thing that I like is what they sit inside. They have like holes here and I can lift it up. And then it comes with a watering pan, right? So Sprout Patrol, first time seeing me, New Jersey 7B. Welcome to the chat. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Happy to have you. So this is what I'm going to be starting. So I have two of these. I'm only going to start one today, and then I'll start one another day. The reason why I am starting today is because I want to test them out, right? I want to test them out. So yeah, everybody tell Seed Patrol hello. Welcome them to the chat. We have a good time up in here. Okay, so make sure you go in and take the poll. This is what I'm going to be starting, and it is, Rose, super durable. These things, super durable. I would try to stand on them, but like I can't even press them in. It looks like I'll be able to use these for years and years to come, right? Years and years to come. I don't know if I still have them over here, but I used to start in the more flimsy black little seed trays. So yeah, that's what we got here, right? That's what we got. And I'm going to start those today. So I'll pan you around and show you what all I have here, right? Everybody come in and take the poll. Let me pan you around so you can see. So you see I have my seed boxes here. I'm going to pick seeds out of there. This is 3 of them. I have 2 more over on the side. I have my seed starting mix. I have a little container I'm going to put the mix in. I have some water to moisten because I have to pre-moisten this seed starting soil. And I'll tell you a little bit of something about the seed starting soil in a minute when we get to it. So the plan is I'm going to try to stay on task because some of y'all know I get a little sidetracked. I do. I get a little sidetracked. But before we even start that, I'm going to show you the whole setup if I can. The whole setup. So over here, right, I have my lights, which I'm not going to turn on right away. And I have my heat mats here. See that? 2 heat mats because of the shape and size of those trays, right? So I have my plugs there. I have the lights all set up, and this is where they're gonna go. They're not gonna go over there, but yeah. She said, oh my goodness, seeds. Yes, I got a lot of seeds. So let me start with, before we get started so that I can stay on task today, let's just start right here. While I talk to you, I want the soil. So I'll show you what I got. Now, I will say I spent a little bit of money, a good amount of money. Biotech, Rick, good morning. How are you? You look new. Thank you. So have I been doing this very long? For a while, right? For a while. So I have this, you think you're a seedaholic? You might be. So I have Organic Plant Magic all-purpose soil granules, right? So I'm only going to open up 1 pack for now. And I've used this before, so that's why I bought it. It's a little bit on the pricey side. It gives you the instructions on the back. Again, not a paid whatever. This is just what I use. A lot of people use Cocoa Core. A lot of people use seed starting mix from the big box stores. This just happens to be what I bought. Okay, bye and have a good day. Bye and have a great day too. Have a great day on purpose. So this is just what I use, right? So I'm going to pour this in here. Where are my scissors? And what I like about this as well is it comes in a resealable bag, right? So if I don't use all of it, which today I'm going to at least use 1 bag. If I don't use all of it, I can seal it back up and then use some another day. So I bought 2 bags of it. When it expands, it pretty much will almost or basically fill this tub here. Where are my scissors? Let me get my scissors real quick. So I did kind of organize myself a little bit better today, y'all. I have a whole little potting tray over there that holds all my soil, sister. Hello. Deep pocket. Okay, good morning. So let me just cut this open. It's organic, and this is what I'm going to use to start my seeds. And I'll show you how they look in a second. All right. That's quite dusty, right? Stay focused. All right, I'm focused. I got it, CC. So let me show you a little bit of what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it first comes out. And pour some water in there. You see how it's just like rising. So I meant to get my little rake thing. I might need 2 of them. So I'm going to let that sit for a while. And so this is the soil starting mix that I'm going to use today. Let me get my gloves. So it is kind of like cocoa coir, but it just has more, it has a little bit of something else in it. So it's cocoa coir, worm castings, and a teeny bit of fertilizer. So normally you wouldn't use this for seed starting, but because it's so light and it is cocoa coir, that's why I'm using it. So let me just put this up. And everybody knows that I am part of the glove crew. So I'm over here getting my gloves real quick. I want to get a new pair of gloves, but I don't have a new pair, so it's okay. So what I want to do is get my gloves and kind of mix it in a little bit to see if I need to add any water. So let me turn you around so you can kind of see what I'm doing and bend the camera down a little bit. Thank you for the dono. Thank you for the dono. We love donos. I appreciate it. Thank you. So money in the chat. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you. Plant Star Garden. All right. So I still don't think you can see. There we go. So here's what I'm doing, right? So I got my gloves here. And I'm just mixing it all in because even at the bottom, you'll see that it is. Yeah, put your gloves in the chat. Hey, brother, can we get an emote of gloves for the glove crew so that they can use? Yeah, put all those gloves in the chat. So I might need to add a little bit more water because the consistency that I want is I want to be able to squeeze it and it kind of almost stick like a brownie a little bit. So you see how that one little bag gave me a lot of soil. So I'm still not sure that it's going to be enough for all the seed trays that I have, but we will see, right? We shall see. Hey, you. Good morning, Ty. Welcome back to the stream. Thank you for coming back today. All right, so I'm just mixing in all of it. It's very dry. So because I knew that was going to happen. Good morning, Fence. You love the magic trick? Wasn't it kind of like magic? So pour a little bit more water in here, let it expand some more for all the dry pieces. It's the same as when you have those bricks. They expand too. I think CC, you use some of the bricks sometimes. I think I might have seen it. But I usually use the bricks, but this time I didn't. So this is more of the consistency that I wanted to have. Right? More of the consistency that I wanted to have. All right. Toss in the chat, everybody. If you do seed starting, you said you would have a little hand, you used a little hand shovel. Mines aren't clean and I don't really want to contaminate it with the soil that I'm trying to sterilize in the other one. And surprisingly, I don't know where my other ones are, and I didn't feel like cleaning them this morning. Actually, it ain't that I didn't feel like it. I didn't have time. So if I squeeze it, that's more like how I want the consistency to be. So I am actually going to let this sit for a while and chat with you guys while I get these seeds together about what we're planning this morning. So put my little gloves here. Okay. Move this over to the side. Move this. You're working and okay. All right, Miss Cheryl. I see you. I see you. I see what you said. I'm going to move this so I don't make a mistake and spill it. Okay. So soil ready. Okay. So let's go back and let's talk about seed starting before I start seed starting. And while I'm at it, this is for flowers. We'll come back to the flowers later. Are there any flowers that you guys would start? Any flowers that you would start way ahead of time? So here is where some of the peppers are. So one thing I'm going to take out is hibiscus. Some of my super hot peppers I want to plant. Maybe some of my hot peppers. Not sure that I'm going to plant all of them today. Borage and chamomile. Okay. Let me see. Let me see. I think I have those in the herb box. I do. Okay. So here, thank you, borage and chamomile. So borage and chamomile. So I'll tell you a little bit about how I have my boxes sorted. This is my herb box. My herb box I have alphabetized. Oh, two of the other seeds that I wanted to start was rosemary and thyme and lavender. Okay. All right. So I have those. Any other seeds you think? 2, 3, 4. So some things are going to have to be mixed up, which is fine. But I'll show you guys something about these seed starting trays that I also like. Move these over here so I can grab them easier. Okay. So, anyone missed? I missed multitasking. I don't know what you mean, G Mama. So let's do this. I'm gonna sit you here. Ooh, I dropped something. Okay. Good morning, supreme family. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Okay. Got my little button in case y'all want to make another dono. All right. I usually direct sow because I don't like up potting. I'm trying large peat pellets this season because they don't seem to dry out fast. Good to know. So, in the poll, it says that most of you, your trouble is you don't know when to start. So I also have that trouble sometimes. What I learned to do is there are various tools that you can use, which is you can go online, you can get a farmer's almanac. There are many, 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 many tools that you could use to know when to start your seeds. So a lot of these big box or big websites have like seed starting journals. You can also go based off of what you did in a prior season and kind of like measure it if you have a journal. Here I have a journal that I pretty much look in to see what I did last year versus this year. This is actually my second journal and it's getting full faster because I have a lot of the hydroponic notes in it as well. So yeah, knowing when to start. So you can go based off what you said before and everything else. So yes, it's me. I also like to direct sow. I direct sow a lot of the things that don't take long to germinate, like cucumbers, squash. I would direct sow corn because it doesn't like to be transplanted. A lot like all of my green beans, I'll direct sow. So those things I do direct sow, right? So let me just end this poll. Do I grow pumpkin? I tried to grow pumpkin one time and the vines and everything got so big that I pulled the whole thing out because this is like back when I first started gardening, and I put it in my enclosure, and it almost took over the whole enclosure. It made me mad. I sent it to Pumpkin Heaven. That's what I did. So let me end this poll so that everybody can see everything. Knowing or getting seeds to germinate was one of the problems that I had. You transplant corn. I've never had good luck transplanting corn. So that is something else. So yeah, that is what we, that's what we started with the goal. All right. So number one, right? We talked about what you guys are having problems with. So we say that seedlings, those are like your babies, right? So using soil from, if you're doing seedlings, using soil from your garden is a big no-no. We are, most of us or all of us know that. You transplant corn. How do you transplant carrots? That I do want to know. I've never seen it. Corn doesn't like transplanting. That's the, oh, double tap the green like on this video. Okay. Okay. If you're starting a DIY gardening journal, what kind of things should you transplant? Okay. Maybe it's just Chas that has, maybe, CC, maybe. Maybe it's just me. Okay, so what do you put in your journal? I'll tell you what I put in mine, right? I put in when I start something. I put in the type of seeds that I'm starting. Right, you see, you don't see a lot of 7B, 7A grows on YouTube, so I have issues knowing when to start something in your garden. There are a lot of them. You just got to have the right search commands. You up pot everything every a couple of times and you don't have issues. Okay. I tell you what, later, maybe I'll try some corn. I haven't decided. I'll figure it out. Why is this mic stuck on my necklace? Maybe I need to put my necklace in. Give me 1 second, y'all. This is bothering me. This is why I like to use the clip and not the magnet. Okay. Can y'all still hear me? The OCD-ish chick is in 7B also? Right. CC, me and Corn have a love-hate relationship. Ty, I feel that way too. And yeah, Shelly is also in 7B. Okay, perfect. So, I showed you how I mix my potting soil, right? That's how I mix my potting soil. Like I said, everybody does different things. And I say all the time on this channel, sometimes there is no right or wrong answer, so don't feel bad when you do stuff. A lot of times the reason why I like to have an open conversation in my chats is because just because you are good at something, someone else may not be good at something. Just because you know something doesn't mean that someone else knows something. So we just got to make sure that we ask all the questions in here so that everybody can see it. I don't believe that there's a such thing as a dumb question. I take that back. There is such thing as a dumb question to me. But I like for people to ask questions because 9 times out of 10, if you want to know something, someone else wants to know that exact same thing. You have a crazy amount of squirrels here, so every time you direct sow, the squirrels take my seeds. I also have that problem, and a tip for you is get some chicken wire. When you plant seeds, put the chicken wire stably over your seeds until the plants can get up some size, and then remove the chicken wire. That I didn't start doing that until the end of last season, and so it has worked for me. So that is what worked for me, right? Good morning, she is sunshine. That's like a tongue twister sometimes. Man, that was hot. I should have let it cool off. All right. So, different seed starting containers, right? So here's my show and tell for you guys this morning. All right. So I used to use cell trays, right? So here are the cell trays. You can buy them in smaller You could buy them in smaller, like 6-pack cell trays, but this is just happens to be a big cell tray that I found online. I have grown in cell trays before. You like that, Chess, because I love to learn and ask more now. You made me it clear on this channel. It's okay to ask 100% Nichols. Okay to ask here. So I have used cell trays before, and I like them. I like them. But this is kind of, this is a 6 cell tray. So it's just more durable, right? So, right. And then another means of starting is these peat pots, which I also have used before. I like the peat pots. I like them because they're biodegradable and you can stick them right in the soil if you want to. They will break down once you put them in soil. I love it. Grow something beautiful. Good morning. You planted bud like 4-6. Think the measurements are. What did Nancy say? I'll go by the last frosted and read the seed packet. I want to start spreadsheet this year so I can follow it year to year. That's actually a great idea, right? So peat pots, Texas squirrels are straight gangster. I bet you bought a lot of companion flowers and pollinated marigolds, zinnias, aspen candelas. It's a tool for the whole. What tool do you use, Broke? So, um, good morning, Chris. I did see you come in. Don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Okay, so here's what Nancy brought up earlier, right? Cell blocking, right? So there's a little tool that you use to make these cell blocks. So I have never used cell blocks, right? So if you have used cell blocks before, give me a thumbs up in the chat if you've used a cell block. The Nichols, Nancy, you're working on a spreadsheet as well. Let me know how the spreadsheet goes. You might need to, soil blocking. You might need to share that spreadsheet, Nichols. I've never done a spreadsheet. So Nancy has done cell blocking. G Mama has done cell blocking. Rose, you've done cell blocking, I assume. You have a cell block maker and you haven't used it. Use it, Shelly. Use it. Cece, you've used soil blocking. So I've never done this. I've seen it done online. You self-pollinated last year. Okay, Ty, that's good. Make sure you guys are hitting that thumbs up. We got a lot of people in here, not a lot of not enough thumbs up. All right. So soil blocking is a way, right? So those are a few things. Some people also use egg cartons. How many of you have ever started seeds in egg cartons? I have. I just didn't do a picture of it because we know what an egg carton is. They remind me of the pea pots a little bit. Not the styrofoam, not the plastic. Well, you kind of could use them, but then you would have to scoop them out with a spoon and put them in there. Do I have much snow? I do. It's going to get, they say, we're going to get about 12 inches of snow. You watch eating chia pudding? That sounds interesting. So yeah, you don't have to be fancy with your seed starting. Just get something that works for you. You can recycle things like the egg cartons. You could use these cell trays over and over again. Good morning, Larry. Old Hillbilly, good morning. Do you know that Did you know that every silk strand of corn goes to the kernel of corn that makes sure the whole silk bunch is pollinated? That's how you get full ears of corn. I'm glad you say that because a lot of people don't know that. You've done egg carton, but the cardboard ones just go right into the ground. That's right. Northern New Jersey getting 12 to 18 inches. Wow. I don't want the 12 to 18, but I do think we are at least going to get the 12. I'm not sure. So, so we already talked about soil from the ground is a no-no. Okay. Let me get, you're starting in hydro. We're going to do that today as well, if we have time. If we have time. All right, so let me go right to these seed packets, right? And this is going to go back to something that Nancy said about the seed packets. So I'll show you a packet of lavender, right? Does this one have it? Okay, it does. All right. So on the back of the seed packets, it's like a cheat sheet. Good day, Tia Drum. So the back of the seed packets are like a cheat sheet, right? So it tells me start indoors 8 to 10 weeks before. Use dry satchels to make zones 6 through 9. Okay. It needs 6+ hours of sun, 90 days to harvest, 30 inches in height, and then you barely cover space 12 inches apart. So on the back of a lot of seed packets has all the information that you need, right? Sometimes I follow the seed packet, sometimes I don't in terms of when to plant, because I've noticed that sometimes I follow the back and then it doesn't get me all the things that I need. So there we go. Good morning, Fortune. How are you? So the back of the seed packets, right? Yeah, everybody's doing amazing in here with the likes this morning. Fortune, you see that? You see that? Okay. So, and then so the back of the seed packet is also important because it kind of discusses a little bit about the seed depth. How deep should you plant these seeds in this soil, right? So let's do something else, right, before we start, and then we're gonna go right into I'm gonna get ready and plant some of these seeds, right? So let me enter in another poll. Give me a minute. Right. Just add in these options for you guys. And I appreciate everybody for coming in this morning. All right, start this poll. This one I'm interested to see because I think most of us use the same thing. So let's take this poll this morning. What do you use to get your seeds to germinate? Like what heating method, right? So what heating method? Um, And then, so something that I read online, I don't know if I agree with it. Glad you said that because I saw some people in my zone planting and that's more experienced, but I was looking at the top of the package when I planted. Yeah, like different things work for different folks. So I followed the seed packet one time and I was totally off. You use a heat mat because overall your house is too cold. I use a heat mat because I don't want it in my house. So I use a heat mat because my sun porch is too cold to just start them on its own. They need a little bit of help, right? I recently learned that the bigger the seeds, wait a minute. You recently learned that the bigger seeds and the deeper to plant, the smaller. Y'all all over it this morning because I'm going to talk about the size of the seeds and how to plant it too. All over it. Life is beautiful, grow a garden. That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm just going through to make sure I didn't miss anybody's comment. I'm coming right back to y'all. Everybody take the poll, but the poll is teaching you new methods. Hey, I did the poll, used the window last year, but the heat mat and grow lights. Okay. You just sprout them. I make sure it's in a warm spot in lukewarm water. Patience is key. Patience is key. In gardening, patience is key overall anyway. You have an indoor greenhouse and it's warmer in there, but you also use heat mats. Very interesting. Okay. I'm glancing back and forth because I want to make sure I'm catching all of the comments, right? So while you vote, what I said is on top of the fridge was a classic trick for back in the day. So I'm pretty sure a lot of I think my grandmother told me she planted on put her seeds on top of the fridge one time. She also uses a window, but one of the key tricks when you put of germination is to use a dome to help the seeds get the humidity, right? So this is a humidity dome. So you want to create a humid, warm environment for a lot of these seeds to sprout, right? So that's the purpose of having the domes and the heat mats. So the dome traps in the moisture. You can also use plastic wrap, right? Good morning, Michael. Welcome to the stream. You're in a window east with grow lights. Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. your garage is not insulated, so cold. So that's why you use a heat mat in your garage. Miss Shelley finished breakfast, got a pen and paper. So, good morning, just asking. What you could also do, right, so that you could fully enjoy the experience is you can go back and replay the live if you feel like you miss anything. I do that on a lot of live streams. If I feel like I'm missing something, for example, Four Seasons does a lot of teaching over there. If I miss something on CC's and I just want to watch it going all the way through, you know what I do? I go back with my little notebook and my pen and I rewind to where I thought so hey, listen, replay is nothing wrong with a replay. Matter of fact, for those of you watching the replay, thank you, right? Thank you. Okay, so let's talk about some don'ts to seed starting, right? So seedlings don't like, and this is a term that I learned recently, so some of you guys in the chat, I want you to give me a thumbs up and some hearts because I just learned this, Shelly, some of these seedlings don't like wet feet. I didn't know what wet feet was, but I didn't know that there was a term for it. So they don't like for their roots to be soggy. So you have to be careful with the watering of seedlings too. So I bottom water. You prefer live chat? Yeah, I love the live chat. That's why I'm in there. Dampening off is one of the problems for seedlings, right? So dampening off, I'll show you guys a few pictures of dampening off because I did print it out, right? And then we're going to go right in it. So dampening off. And I want to say early fall, right? Early fall, I had this problem when I first started my seedlings. And I was kind of mad with myself because I realized what happened afterwards. But dampening off. So when you see your seedlings and they have this little thing and like they're molding at the root, that's dampening off, right? Or if you see down here, when your seedlings start to fall over like that, that's dampening off. So we want to do that. We want to control humidity. We want to control the heat. It's like different things because seedlings, they're like babies. They have to be nurtured, right? Seedlings have to be nurtured. So to avoid it, let the soil surface slightly dry in between waterings, and consider bottom watering, right? That's the best image you've seen. Look at that. I did good research. So yeah, this is your dampening off. Right. Hey, Tamiko, how are you? I think did I speak to you? I'm sorry if I didn't speak to you. So yeah, you like the live chat. I love the live chat too. I like when you guys come in here and talk to me, right? And then one of the things in the earlier poll, one of the issues is when people start too early, right? When you start too early, you have to up pot a lot. I don't mind it, but some other people don't like it. So just be careful with that. And then another thing that happens later with seedlings is we don't up pot and then the seeds get a little root bound. So I'm just going through to make sure we're going through a lot of stuff. So we have these domes. We want them to germinate. So one of the things that we also want to get into our minds is once the seeds germinate and they sprout, that's when we take off the domes, right? We don't want them to be in this humid atmosphere for too long. And then we give them light, hence why I have the grow lights back there, right? Thanks for the photo. You didn't know that. You're welcome. So I figured somebody didn't know it. So a lot of experienced gardeners just assume that everyone knows, but you don't, right? You had a problem with brassicas this fall, early start, and you ended up potting. Yeah, I have brassicas in here on the sun porch, and I want them to go outside, but the snow won't let me be great. Snow won't let me be great, and I don't feel like they're big enough to go in. So what I've been doing is taking off the different leaves and just eating them. But let me stay on track. All right, so I have a question. Let me end this one. So it looks like most of us use a heat mat, and then some of us use a sunny window and all that stuff. So here are the results from the poll. Take a look at the results from the poll. Let me give you another question. Tell me what you think, right? Tell me what you think about. So you do use a heat mat and domes. I use a heat mat and domes. Once the seeds have germinated, I turn off the heat mat and they've sprouted, and I take off the domes. I'm not sure if I wasn't clear about that. Um, let's see, getting in a few more. Thank you for all the hearts. All right. Tell me what you think. Great job, chat. Okay. Okay. Tell me what you think about thinning out your seedlings. Tell me how. What do you do? Right? What do you do? And how many of you guys have issues with leggy seedlings? What do you do for leggy seedlings? I'll tell you what I do. I lower my grow light. And a lot of people have leggy seedlings when they put them in the window because their um, their window isn't enough light. So the plants are stretching to get to the light. That's why we have leggy seedling. They're stretching. You just lost your crop overnight and didn't know you was getting icy rain. You didn't cover. Oh no, that's my art. You know what the great thing about gardening is? You did it and it really worked. Yeah, it works for a lot of people. You got to have a really good window to not get leggy seedlings. The great thing, that's my art about gardening, is you could just simply plant some more stuff. Yeah, I'm so sorry you didn't. Window with weak lights needs a grow light. Right. Exactly, Fortune. A window with grow lights, you need a window with a weak window, a window with weak lights, you need a grow light. 100%. So, when you thin out, if you could save it, you would lower the light for leggy seedlings. Try the right time first. But yeah, it's a hit or miss sometimes. Hit or miss sometimes. So, hey, you just gotta hope for the best, right? Hope for the best. All right. So, I don't know about anybody else. I'm okay with thinning out. And sometimes rather than thinning out, depending on what plant it is, I'll kind of break them apart and save them and put them in separate pots. How many of you guys save your seedlings and you put it in? Put a 1 in the chat if you save your seedlings and you put them in separate pots. What are my favorite grow lights? I don't know that I care about any brand in particular. I just want them to be full spectrum. Jackie Cooper, good morning. I don't think I saw you come in this morning. Good morning. You have just, I have just planted. Okay. All right. So most of us will separate seedlings. That's good. How many of you plant one seed to, so I don't plant one seed to a pot because I don't like to feel like I wasted my time. So I'll go in and I'll plant, 2 to 3 seeds to have the best chances, and either I'll thin out or I'll separate them and put them in separate containers to have more plants. Sometimes, I don't know if some of you are new to the channel. There's a garden glow up series. The reason why sometimes I separate them is because not only do I grow plants for myself, but I grow plants for the other gardens that I work in, that I consult on. And there's no perfect way to do it, to be honest with you. Some people feel bad when they thin them out. They just don't like to do it. I am not one of those people. I will thin out a plant in a minute just because I don't want to be pulling and playing with roots. Y'all know I get a little finicky when I play with these roots over here. If you've seen these live chats, you know that I don't like to mess around with plant roots. I don't. You broadcast them up to the pot. Okay. You can't kill seedlings, so you save them all. You don't snip them off. I snip them off. I'm trying to see if I have here. So This is what I did when I organized, y'all. I put my tools in one place. I feel like I had a little snipping tool in here. I don't know what I did with it, but there's like a little snip tool, if I could find it, that I got from a seed company, but they look like little Caesars. You just take out, yeah. I was trying to separate them so you can keep them all. Your mom always calls you finicky. Hey, yeah, uh, I did know that about you, Chanel. So yeah, um, CC, unfortunately, I do unalive some plants. I have no problems with my unaliving tool. And then worst case scenario, I'll just take this little part of the scissors and just snip them all off. Snip them all off, okay? So yeah, I have a little tool, right? But yeah, that's what we do. Remember to plant the extra seeds for insurance because we don't like to waste our times. Um, and then for me, the strongest survives. That's just how it goes, right? It's like a race. You want to these plants, they should be racing in that soil to come in first place so that they know that they make it, right? Yeah, snip, snip. You start off with a lot of seeds and you don't know the amount you're supposed to use every day. You do 2 to 4 seeds. Yeah, I do 2 to 4 seeds, 2 to 3 seeds. Same difference. Same difference. So snip, snip, right? So one other thing that I forgot to talk about, and this is in relations to the grow lights. Make sure your grow lights don't get too close to your seedlings because then you have scalding on your plants. So got another little show and tell here. Show and tell. So this is like the scalding where it will mess with your plants. And this is outside sun scalding. So a lot of people might ask, what's going on with my plants? And there you go. So sun scalding. Right, Shelly, you try so hard not to overseed because then you have to find a bed for everyone. You grow extra plants for all the plant exchanges. There you go. So Cece grows extra plants for plant exchanges. Chanel grows extra plants and she finds a home for them. Sometimes I grow extra plants because on the projects that I consult on, they don't have to go to the big box stores and buy these plants. I have them for them already. So there's different things that you could do with all these plants, right? Different things that you could do. Yeah, it looks bad from the picture, the sun scald. It's not that bad, but it's pretty bad. Um, yeah. But here's the thing, right? When you have too many plants in one cell, what you don't want to do is take away from the health of the stronger plants because the smaller plants are in there taking up nutrients or root space, right? So that's what you don't want to do. So think about that when you think about how you don't want to thin out these plants. It is more healthy to make sure that each plant has its own space. So if you're not going to thin them out, move them with enough time, right? And that's why you don't overseed because you want to make sure that they have enough health and time to do everything, right? So your seeds have, I'm going to talk about this. Matter of fact, I'm going to do all the talking and then we're going to get right to work because I feel like you love all the visuals. It helps. You're welcome. I'm a visual learner. I'm a visual learner. The wind is blowing hard. This snow. I'm a visual learner, so I like I don't like the runts of the plants instead of the nuts of the plants. Did you mean to type runts and not nuts? Not that I don't like the runts. 57 likes. Oh, you guys are doing great. I appreciate everything. I appreciate everything. So we want to be careful of the sunburn. Here's another reason why sunburn happens. We put them outside too early, right? So we nurture these plants and we pamper them inside and then we just toss them outside. So some people do that. If you are guilty of just tossing your plants outside, put a 1 in the chat. I try not to do that. I don't just toss them outside. So there's a hardening off process, and there's some people take longer to do it. Some people don't take longer to do it. Sometimes you oversee hydroponics, so you will separate them and add a few to soil. Okay. Chanel, you toss your plants outside? After all the pampering you do inside, you just straight throw them outside? I don't do that. Your sunburn happens because you live in Texas. Okay. Yeah, there are some runt plants. Good morning, Miss Pegging's check. Good morning. Good morning. You toss them outside. More likes than watching. Yeah, that means people are coming in and out. They spend some time with me, and then they go and people might be going to church this morning. They might be going out to play in the snow, but at least they gave me a little bit of their time. Where did I get my beanie from? My husband bought it for me from New York. Matter of fact, it's time to get rid of the beanie in a little bit because I'm getting hot. This fireplace does the job in here. When I first came on the sun porch this morning, it was 40 something degrees on the sun porch alone. Your sunburn comes from weather changes. Yep, that happens. So, so we pamper these seedlings inside. We get them planted. We thin them out. We make sure they're in the right medium for growing and all this other stuff. You put them on the back porch. And what we forget to do is hardening them off, right? So for those of you that harden off seeds, let's see how many of you guys, before we go to that, how do you feel? I do, but you feel you, so most of you do thin your stuff out. And so I'm a no mercy, only the strong survive, right? All right. So Chanel, I am also very surprised that you just toss your stuff out there. You can't figure me out, Cece? That's because I have a heart. I have a heart. You can't figure me out? Let me start another goal. Let me start another goal. All right. So we can celebrate some more on stream. Let's start this goal. Hey Jamia, welcome to the live. You woke up this morning and came on in the live. All right. So let me go back. You don't have time to baby them once you see them grow up. You just put them outside. Now that's funny. I never would have guessed that with you, Chanel. I never would have guessed it. Never would have guessed it. You can't figure me out. Okay, I read that one already. Hey, Jamia. I try to find the time to harden them off, but with your work schedule, you forget. I too forget. I forget too. It's sink or swim outside. You harden off for probably not as long as you should. My plants survive though. Okay. So let's talk about hardening them off, right? Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Well, give me 1 second. Tell me that you're still with me by tossing up some hearts in the chat. Let me know that you're still with me this morning by tossing some hearts in the chat. Or using the little, if you're on the mobile, use your little heart thing on the side. Let me know you're still here. Y'all don't threaten. So, she is Sunshine. If you were a member of the channel, you would see a lot of that. Have you ever seen my brother's videos? He threatens his plants all the time. Thank you for the flower and the jewels. I appreciate it. Appreciate all this. Okay. And then there's a few things that people do. I've actually done a little bit of all of this. I've done a little bit of each of these. All right. Here we go. Here's the poll. Rich is not humble. He says he runs a strict program over there. He does run a strict program. First time catching my live. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me go back. Hey, it's Sunshine. Happy poop. Thank you for the happy poop. If you sent some, we here sleeping some tea to drink before coffee today. Hey, you surprised that I could take the no mercy approach? I don't take the no mercy approach when I put them outside. You will start hardening them off and you may forget to bring them inside. Okay. First time catching my live. What is hardening them off? I'm going to tell you in a second. Rich uses his humbleness for his plants. Rich does not use humbleness for his plants. He runs a strict program over there. Hardening them off, it helps to strengthen and get them ready for the real world 100%. For all the unalive plant babies out there in the soil, yes, they become compost. Compost. Rich does threaten his plants babies. Then he'll talk sweet to them. Yeah. Hardening off is important. Spring and fall temps could be extreme at night. Also, the winds spring could tend to be stronger, right? Good morning, Kanisha. You're late. No problem. I hope you got some floating hearts. Hey, that's my art. All right, I think I'm all caught up. So hardening them off is just to keep the plants from having plant shock. Hardening them off is the process of taking them from indoors to outdoors, right? Indoors to outdoors. And some people do it in different ways. So for those of you that want, if you Google online, Google 7-day hardening off schedule. I usually do mine. I give it maybe about a week when I harden off. Does anyone talk to their plants? I tell yours, you got to be tough. Yes. Yes. So day 1 hour, bright shade, a very gentle morning sun. So sit them out in the morning time for about an hour. You do 3 days foraging. So yeah, I'm a close to a 5-day person. I don't take the full 7 days, so we'll see. Day 2, mostly shade, a bit of filtered sun, light breeze is okay. So what I found is I don't necessarily do the light breeze because I'll have a fan on the inside. So my plants are pretty strong. So that's something else that I do with my seedlings, right? Day 3, 3 to 4 hours, morning sun only, normal outdoor wind. Day 4, 5 to 6 hours, morning plus early afternoon sun, unprotected from the light wind. So you just put it out there. Day 5, 6 to 8 hours, full sun part of the day, normal outdoor conditions. Day 6, you leave it out there all day, full sun, bring inside at night unless your night temperatures are warm. Day 7, all day plus overnight, they're ready to be planted. So here's some important tips about hardening them off. Water the seedlings before putting them outside. Stressed out plants burn faster. So the sun scald, they will burn faster if you don't water them before you put them off. And then it also says to avoid hardening them off on a very windy, cold, or extremely hot days. So make sure you do that. So if your seedlings wilt or bleach, back it up one day or just bring them inside. And for cold sensitive plants, like cucumbers and stuff, make sure that the night temperatures stay above 50 degrees. So let me go back and see what some of you guys says. If your plants act like they're mouthy teenagers, you put them out. And if they play their part, then you'll let them out for a while. That's funny. I feel like 24 hours is like a week. Okay. You do 2 to 3 days for the most, and then you stay outside usually on a few days or even longer before you plant them. Okay. All right. So most of us know, did I answer? I don't remember who was it who asked me what hardening off was. So that is what hardening off is. That's enough for the notes for the day. It's time to get planting, right? So I'm going to bring these cell trays up here. I actually should do it on the side. So before we start planting, I noticed that these, where is it? So when I bought these, let me show you what they came with. So inside, and there is even, I'll tell you, there's even a QR code here. So when I bought these, one of the things that I like that Greenstock did was that they gave me this little diagram with the cell trays and how it's laid out, right? And then let's say they gave me what, 4 of them, a few pages worth. So what I like also is that they gave me a few pages worth, but let's say I use all the pages, they gave me a QR code. so that I can scan and print out this diagram myself. So for today, I'm going to use the diagram that they have in here, but I am a bit meticulous and organized. So what I decided to do, since there are no numbers on these trays, I'm going to number the trays. I'm going to write on my trays with a permanent marker which one is number 1 through 6. And then I'm going to write 1 through 6 on here so that I know what is planted in each tray. So that just helps me out. So that way, because I find that sometimes I just use Excel diagram for planning your cells. Yeah, so this just makes it a little bit easier for me. And one of the things that I also like for this is because sometimes when you put the little labels inside of here, you can't really fit the domes on top, and I don't want to not fit the domes on top, so I'm just gonna write on a permanent marker. That is pretty cool. It saves you from having to draw it. Yeah, it does save me from having to draw it up myself. It's been snowing for 2 days. Where you are, just asking? That's crazy. So yeah, I think this diagram was a brilliant idea. Yeah, and the labels fade. So there's this one marker that I learned about from the Garden Girls chat, and I've been using it for a couple months. It doesn't really fade as fast. So I don't know if you can see this, the garden marker. I bought it from Amazon. So I'm going to write in here, remember to hit the like button. You guys are doing great with the like button today. So this is number 1, and I'm writing with a permanent marker because I want it to stay. So let me just, and I also like that it's compact. So, and then I'm gonna put in number 2. You love a good garden marker? You love a garden mark? Yeah. Me too. 3. Okay. 4. Hey Fence, did I speak to you this morning? Don't remember. So many of you in here this morning, so I appreciate everybody for hanging out with me. 5 and 6. All right. So I have my trays here, and how much time do I have today? So it's 9:12. You wonder if they survive in Texas sun? You mean these things? Great to see you, Drell. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. So here are I labeled them all 6, and I'll be able to, once I plant something, pretty much write it in here. So I'm gonna stand and plant this morning. Do something a little different. Stand and plant. What time is it where you are, Drill? I think there's a time. Is there a huge time difference? So I'm going to show you. This is a little bit of show and tell again. I bought these from Greenstock. I pay for them myself. This is not a paid advertisement. So I bottom water my plants, right? So this is the water tray. This is how I can carry them around when they're not being watered. And then what I like is that I think one of my favorite things about it is the handle here. And I like that they're sturdy, and I like that they gave me a diagram. So put them here. So we're going to get started. I'm just moving everything over. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right. Yes, I did just sing a song. I think that used to come from the Schoolhouse Rock. Looks like a nice setup. I hope it is a nice setup. I'm hoping for good things over here. So get my seeds over here. Good morning, Gina versus Gina. So we're done with the information session of it all. 2:14 in Portugal. Okay. So I'm not going to start with the peppers first. I'm going to start with the things that I know I wanted to plant first. And one of the first things, where is it? Roselle. Okay. So, Cece, you still around? I have a question for you with this, the hibiscus, right? With hibiscus, I don't know if you guys remember. So with the hibiscus, remember I had it in a smaller pot last year. I want to put all my hibiscus plants together in like a large container. I don't want to put it all over the garden because it looked like it grow out very big and I don't have a lot of space. So I'm trying to figure out how many of these should one full thing be for peppers. Your peppers have been giving you a run for your money. Okay. So another thing I forgot to mention that I like about this is when I get ready to take them out, I could pop them right out through these holes, and I like that they have the ventilation here. You remember that song? So Cece, would you because if I plant the hibiscus in here, is one tray enough? For you, probably not, but for me, I think so. You only need one plant for hibiscus? Huh. That's interesting. Cece, how many plants was that you had? So, but I'm also going to give some other people hibiscus plants too. So on the safe side, whatever I don't use is going to go. You had 7 plants? Oh, then I definitely don't need 6. This is what I'm going to do. CC has 6 to 7. You planted 2 seeds. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep about 3 plants for myself. And I'm going to double seed them. I'll plan out, I don't know who I'm going to give the hibiscus seeds to. You know what I'm going to do while I wait and figure it out? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and fill the seed trays up. That way I could think about it. I could chat with you guys. But while I'm chatting with y'all, guess what? The phone is a little far. So I'm going to mind my manners so that I'm not squinting. I put on these glasses this morning. Okay. So, yeah, I want mine for dry teas and stuff. And I do want to try to make that jelly that CC made. So, how big do they get? You bought them too? See, if I had to guess, I don't like my camera angle, y'all. We might not get to the hydroponics today. So I am sorry in advance because I wanted to plan out this last hydroponic system today, but I can't do it. So, all right. And I might need to put this other bag of soil in here once I figure out 5 feet. Oh, I'm not letting my hibiscus plants get to 5 feet. Y'all know that. If you are new to the channel, anybody in the chat can put it in there. But I don't let well, I do let some of them get taller than me. But like if I need to harvest, I don't like always having to get on a step stool to harvest my plants. Which is why I don't buy the taller green stalks. So this is tray 1. So check it. You're really interested in the Roselle tea. Good morning, J3. I see you're just coming in. Is anybody else planting stuff? So CC, I had planned on keeping mine in a pot simply because I don't want it to grow super wild in the garden. The only garden that I might let it grow wild in is my mother-in-law's garden. I plan on putting one over there inside the ground close to a gate to see what happens. You had to reset the live? Okay. Well, I'm glad you're back. Okay. Fill up these trays. You think my grandma would love a roselle? You might be right. So, Cece, I might take her one. I'm supposed to go down there in April. And when I go down in April, um, I may, if I drive, I'll take her some plants. The purpose of me going down in April is to stop. Can we get 100 thumbs up? I don't know. If we can get enough people in here, share out the live, we might could get 100 likes today. Maybe. That would be wonderful. We would do all types of celebrating. It might make me inclined to do a giveaway. Maybe. Okay. But you guys are doing fantastic on the likes. I'm prepping your countertop to make more of Granny's inspired biscuits. You gonna put your own spin on it this morning, Shelly? Okay. So yeah, I wanna you will get your doogie if you get. I don't know how to doogie though. Do I? I'm not a. Are you surprised? I'm not really a dancer. 100 likes to do a giveaway. 100 likes. How about this? 100 likes and let's hit this goal today. We almost hit it earlier. Those biscuits look really good, girl. They taste really good too. They didn't just look good, they tasted good. I got me some jelly and some sausages. I didn't say I was gonna go outside. Don't make up stuff. Don't make up stuff, Okie growers. I didn't say I was going outside. It's snowing outside. You know that, right? It's gonna be snowing here all day. I'll twist the camera around so you can see how much snow has accumulated on the roof here. Doug G. What? CC? It was worth a shot? No, it wasn't. So I let y'all trick me before when it wasn't snowing as bad, when I needed to go see about my plants out there to go outside. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again. So I'm filling up all these trays first, and then I can sit down and really take my time and chat with you guys while I'm planting. Let's see. I got to come back and read some of these comments because now I'm behind because I'm filling up this seed tray. And what I like about it is I have more than enough soil to do another. So just getting everything full up in here. All right. And I'm not like forcefully compacting the soil, but I am making sure that the bottom part is kind of like deep enough. All right, we got all 6 trays. Let's get with it. And I have a little tool that I like to use. Sit my gloves down, cover this up, and move it. All right, here we go. Before we start, let me try to get some of these comments in. Okay. Why do we use seed starting mix to start seeds, but when we direct sow, you don't need to start? Seed starting mix when we're direct sowing because you can't really use, number one, you don't want to bring outside dirt to start your seeds inside. You don't know what's in that soil, and the soil for seed starts needs to be a very light soil. I could Google it a little bit more. We'll talk about it a little bit more on another stream. But I'm glad that I saw that question because I know somebody else is wanting to know. I read that about the roselle. If you keep roselle in a pot, it stays small and yields less. Yep. I think I said good morning to J3. You think my grandma would love it? I think so too. What about putting one in grandma yard? I read that. Okay. I'm prepping more. I think I read about the biscuits. Okay. Everybody talking about the biscuits. Yes, yes, yes. You got distracted. You're supposed to be going to the market. Girl, you better get out there and go to that market. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. I can only make granny biscuits by the dozen in my house. You count your blessings. If you, all those biscuits you make and you barely get two. Burrows, Sandra, good morning. How are you? Welcome to the stream. We have a lot of fun here, so make sure you subscribe and come on over. New farmer, new to Farmer Chas, loving it, growing New Jersey every year, and it died from. I winter garden and everything, so some of my winter garden is right there behind me. Good morning, Angela Calloway. Let you, okay, okay. That seed mix lasted a long ways. Yes, a lot of it's still in there. First of all, I listen. The reason why I chase the squirrels and the cats is I feel like if I act crazy enough, they won't come back. What else? You're up potting seeds and you'll be listening. Perfect, CC. Do you grow your sorrel in the ground? Okay, perfect. I think I got everybody. So let me get my little tool here that I like to use. There's actually two of them that I like to use. All right. So how many of y'all use these tools, right? So this one, I don't know what it's really for, but I think it's to pick weeds out. Don't know what this side is for, but I use it to slide seeds around. This one I use to poke smaller holes, and this one I use to poke bigger holes. How many of you guys use these in your seed starting? Let me end this poll because it's annoying me. And it looks like most of us do harden off properly. All right, let me get my tea too. So anybody use, yeah, so I see you guys talking about sorrel. Now you guys have me thinking you use a pen. When I can't find these, I use a pen too. A pen, sometimes I use paper clips. You never seen them? So when I bought seeds from, where is it? They also send you a little snipper tool from Organo Republic. They send you like tools, and I also use their thinning tool too. So the first thing we're gonna plant, put it on my little diagram. They're gonna go in seed tray number 1 over here. I'm gonna plant out the whole one because I think I'm gonna give away some plants if I don't use them. So in cell tray 1, is hibiscus. And the reason why I'm planting it early is because last year I didn't plant it early and I barely got a yield. And I'm just poking little holes in here so I can cover it. I'll show you the holes in a minute. And then I'm gonna smooth it over. I'm gonna put 3 in each one. You use a chopstick or something sturdy. Okay. Why are we talking about cooking squirrels? Chase a deer? Nah, so let me tell you why I can't chase a deer. They big. And I can't do it. I can't do it. So let me count how many seeds in here. 3. So I have various hibiscus seeds from different places. And let's see. So if you don't know what a hibiscus seed looks like, let me see if I can hold it up to the camera. There you go. Let me toss them down in here. And like I said, I'm putting 3 per cell. I'm gonna show you how I'm doing these cells. And then I will cover them. I'll show you before I cover them completely. And like I said, the reason why I'm doing it is, number one, I may thin them out, and number two, I may up pot them so that I can also give other people hibiscus. So that's my hibiscus seeds. Push some of them down in there a little bit more. So let me show you how I did it. So where's a good place to get hibiscus seeds? You can find them online, but I am grateful to the gardening community because my hibiscus seeds were sent to me. So you see how I have them in little triangles in there, and I'm going to cover them, and this is how I planted mine. Okay, so that is how I planted my hibiscus seeds in. Those of you that are experienced hibiscus growers, tell me, is that how you have yours look? Some of them I see are too far at the top, so I'm going to push them down just a little bit before I put this soil over them. Looks good. Pushing some of them a little bit further. Okay. And then I'm just going to lightly, you like the seed trays? Listen, I'm hoping that I love them. All them, so I bought 2 sets of them. And I'm just using my, good morning. I think it's because K. Rosen, I don't want to offend you, but I remember a lot of people's names. Yours I don't, so I'm going to call you K. Rosen if that is okay with you. So that way I know who you are. Maybe 2. So number 1, y'all know that I don't have a problem thinning them out. But like I said, what I could do is, I think if I drive down, Keisha, stay blessed. Good morning. If I drive down to South Carolina, I will, I'll take my grandmother a couple plants as well. Even if I go on a plane, I think I could sneak some on the plane with me. And just so that I know I planted this one out, I'm going to go ahead and put the top on it. And what I like about these is that they snap in. Beyblade is in here? I didn't see her in here. How you doing, Erin? So, got the hibiscus planted. K Rose, yeah. All right, okay. So, hibiscus can go on the side. We did that. Another thing that I'm going to plant, the chamomile is going to go into the green stalks. So, I know I have more chamomile on the way, but this is the chamomile that I'm going to plant. Going to also use it for tea, right? So, I've never used chamomile seed, so I'm probably only going to do 3 in this cell and then put lavender in it as well. Oh, these seeds are tiny. Let me show you. So only 3 of these trays are going to get the chamomile. I'm going to lightly sprinkle them on the top, but I'll show you and try not to drop any in any other cells. So as you can tell, I've never planted chamomile before, and it is because I just never thought about it, but look how tiny those seeds are. So I'm going to sprinkle a few on the top. I'm only going to do 3. I don't even know how to seed these. And I'm hoping they germinate because I never. So here's the chamomile. So I'm putting them in my green stalk. So you say they come back every year? Got it. So, so, and number 2. So which ones are chamomile? Where are they? So it's going to be in F, C and B. So that's why I like these little charts, because I know exactly what's planted in each cell. So also in the chamomile one, I'm going to plant my thyme. So, winter time, English time. What's it? Is there a difference? Plant them on the surface. Is there a difference between winter time and English time? I don't know. I'm gonna plant the English time because I got a picture. So these are also going in the green stalks. Oh, I took the sticky off. Seeds are also very tiny. Extremely tiny. See that? Extremely tiny seeds. So sprinkle them in. You can't even see the thyme seeds once they go down. And I'm probably overseeding it, and I don't care. I think thyme is supposed to come out weird. You love lemon thyme? They smell slightly different. Okay, so before I mix in, let me just show y'all. Before I mix the soil over them, you can barely see the thyme seeds here. And this is how I have the chamomile. So before I mix them on down, because the seeds are tiny, I'm just going to give them good connection with the soil. And I'm not going to compact them at all, really. See that? They're like super tiny, so all I want is for them to make good connection. You can barely see these seeds, so leave them right on top. And I'm going to take my finger and then just lightly pat it down. All right, here we go. So that is chamomile and thyme. So we got that one done. And let me get this one here. Got dirt in where it snaps in at. So yeah. Are you spraying those or bottom watering? So I remember, yeah, some of these are companion plants. So if you're new to the stream, let's go back and look at the companion plantings, and then you'll see which ones are good companion plants for what. So we have the thyme. Put this back. And write them in. So got them on here. Chamomile and dandelion need not light to germinate. You may try the pink dandelion this year. Baker Creek has another cell. You said Baker Creek has, once they have another cell. I thought you were saying they have another cell. So what I also have here is what I want to plant in the garden this year. Some lavender. Check it out. I'm going to plant some lavender. And I'm also going to do 3 of these. So as you can tell, one of the green stalks is going to have lots of herbs in it, because these are mainly going to be for the green stalk. And the reason why the herbs are mainly going to be for the green stalk is because for the green stalk that I'm refreshing the soil in, if the plants get too big for these cell trays, I can easily move them in the green stalk, because the green stalk one of them is starting out indoors, in case anybody was wondering. So the lavender seeds are also very tiny. Check it out. So I'm going to do 4 of these with thyme. 4 of them. Kind of gonna overseed them because I saw somebody online. What they did was they kind of just broke apart the cells. Your favorite herb is lavender and flower is lavender. Okay, you struggle with chamomile, thyme, and rosemary. I hope I don't struggle with them, but it's a chance. I'm not perfect. There are things that I don't grow very well. So this is tray 4. Okay, so in tray 4, I'm gonna do AD, okay, lavender. All right, lavender seeds are better with cold stratification. Oh, I didn't know that. So we're gonna see what happens. If that's the case, I know what cells that I planted them in, and guess what? I could just simply go in and put some more in there. So you see that? And before I put them down in the soil, you didn't cold stratify yours. I've never cold stratified lavender before. So like I said, we'll see what happens. Different things work with different folks. Like I said, we're all different. Golden time of day. Hello, how are you? And all right. So I also have rosemary that I'm going to put in here. But with rosemary, I'm only doing 2. Let me tell you why. You don't need a lot of rosemary bushes or seeds to get a lot of rosemary. It grows like crazy. It does not need to be handheld. It's I think I saw Mike's Chaotic Gardener say before, it's like a woman who doesn't want you to touch her hair. You just leave it, right? So I'm going to put some lavender in here, but I'm only going to do 2. Seeds are, so check out those seeds. They're a little bit bigger, easier for me to pinch and put in. I'm overseeding it on purpose. Everybody knows I don't have a problem with thinning out anything. You have rosemary? Okay. All right. So we got the rosemary. And look at that, we're almost done with this one. You have rosemary growing in your kitchen herb garden. Yeah, the seeds are small, so I'm just gonna take the soil and lightly cover them. And we'll do updates on live stream. We'll go in, we'll look at these trays to see what is what and what is where. See what, so that way I'll know if I have to toss any seeds in the fridge. Like I said, I've never had to cold stratify certain herbs or never been told to do it, but we'll see what happens, right? Yeah, the rosemary, I've heard on several, Miss Linda was talking about rosemary. Somebody was saying that they had a problem growing it, and she just simply said rosemary does not like to be bothered. You plant her and you leave her alone. So here we go. You use a spoon. So that's what I plan on doing with a lot of these plants. I'm going to use a spoon. I just want to make sure I give it good connection with the soil. That's why I'm over here playing with it. Okay. So that's another one planted. All right, so we got it secure in there. Just gonna lift it out and turn it around so I can get to the other ones. See how easy that was? I have a lot of lifting to do. Ooh, I'm getting hot now. Toss this over there. Okay, here we go. So borage, I'm gonna plant a full tray of. I'll tell you why. I'm planting a full tray of borage because I'm actually gonna put the borage around my garden and in the green stalk. So I'm starting it indoors, and These seeds I got from Cece. So this full tray is going to have borage. See, and I'm going to overseed it. I'm going to mix the seeds in a little bit with some other seeds. You used to cut yours back and then you learn the benefits, so now you cut it as needed. So let me see if I can pour these out in my hand, because I might need to buy some more borage seeds, but we'll see. All right. All right. So here are the seeds that Cece sent me. Okay. All right. Your back rows? Okay. All right. So I'm just planting the borage in here. Just going to sprinkle it in the whole tray. And I'm pretty much putting it on the top. It looks like it's mixed in with some of the flowers, but that's okay. Mix it in real good. So, Keisha, you want to hear something funny? Until this gardening season, I never heard of borage either. And then when I did a stream on companion planting and I started talking about borage and I asked people about it, Cece had it, she's grown it, and she told me that she would send me some seeds, and she did. So I'm just using this little spoon thing to cover these seeds. Your rosemary, oregano, and mint can do whatever they want as long as they're there when you need it. There you go. We only need like 18 more likes for me to hit the 2-step. I might have my daughter come out here and 2-step for y'all. How about that? How about that? Okay. So I'm just getting these borage seeds covered in there. Which tray is this? This is tray number 3. Since I have them numbered. And they can move around, which is what I like. So we got all the borage in there. Got it with a good connection with the soil. You heard of borage from a farming game you used to play. Got it. What farming game was that? Okay. So which tray? That was tray 3, I think. Put this back in here for probably will once nature tells the rosemary. Okay. This was tray 3. And the whole tray has borage. Okay. So the last 2 trays are going to get peppers. Rosemary, Big Barn World. I'm gonna have to look that up. Okay. So you're gonna see if you can download it to your Xbox. Okay. So in tray 6, since this was closer to me, I have to do this very carefully. And I'm gonna have to really wash my hands after this because I'm gonna go to the super hot peppers, right? The super hot peppers that I'm gonna try, and I'm not gonna try them all at once. Some of them I'm going to put in a seedling tray. Some of them I'm going to try in hydroponics. So everyone knows that I've been looking for Pepper X seeds. We're going to see if these are true Pepper X seeds. Homesteader Rachel sent me these peppers. It's a total of 2, 4, 6, 10 seeds in here. We're going to do 4 of them in here. Oops. Put some of them back. I'm going to do 2 and 2. Right? 2 in 1 tray, and that way if all of them germinate, what I'll probably do is sell those plants. So in seed 6, in this, they're gonna go in A and D. Oh, I need some more soil in that one. Maybe later. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2. pepper X. What we're also going to plant, so A and D, write that in there. So got pepper X here. You guys with me? Then what I'm also going to do in this hot pepper one, because I want all the super hots together, all right, you with me? I could tell by the hearts. I got some seeds from Death Ridge Pepper Farm. These are the JD TGBR seeds. I'm going to do 2 of those. 4 seeds, like in total, 2 in each. You're with you. Okay. Let me get some scissors. I need to cut this pack open. So, and I want to keep the name. So we're going to plant some more seeds. And then I got to thoroughly wash my hands after this, because handling hot pepper seeds and then touching your face is a big no-no, okay? So let me put my little holes in here. Here we go. So I've never heard of these seeds, but I'm going to plant them and see how they are. You guys know I do a pepper challenge. So what I'm hoping is that these seeds are hot to see if someone, hint, hint, brother and Shelly, can tolerate the hotness of these. Okay, put those in there. I'll show you how I did it in a second. All right, put these back in here. Try to at least. This is very small. I might have to get one of my seed packs to put these in. All right. So we got the JD right next to it. JD TGBR. JD TGBR. Okay, we got these. I'm trying to set y'all up for success. I'm setting y'all up for success. Okay, and the last ones that are also fenced, thank you for the flower, are going to be these chocolate Trinidad scorpion peppers. Also going to be in the pepper challenge. And I got these, as you can see, from Baker Creek. So thank you for the flowers. Thank you for all the hearts, everybody. Okay. And I know I didn't show you the other seeds, but we all know, well, most of us know what pepper seeds look like, right? Pepper seeds here. Your eyes are burning through the super hots. Yes, I plant a lot of super hots. And I still have some that I'm overwintering, so check out tomorrow's video so you can see the seeds that the pepper plants that I'm overwintering, because they're going to be there too. So Scorpion Trinidad, I'm going to do the same method, put 2 in each cell, because we don't want to thin out too much, right? And then I have some, toss it there. You can feel the burn through the screen. Let's just make sure I don't touch my face, right? Show you these really quick. And then we have one more to go. So check it out. See how I have them in here? So you can barely see it. So looking forward to seeing Shelly and Rich, aka Sugar Lips, take the new pepper challenge. I don't know if Fortune's still in here, but they're going to try it too. All right, so let's cover these. All right, got these down in there, and we'll see if they germinate. And so another test is I'm also going to plant some of these inside of a hydroponic system. Let's see, chocolate. Let's see, chocolate. 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 Chocol Trinidad Scorpion. Um, Chanel. Shelly says, yeah. What's the flavor profile of the chocolate Trinidad Scorpion? Let me tell you. It says this cocoa colored fiery little pepper is about 100 times hotter than the jalapeno. This stubby, wrinkled, chocolatey brown red fruit grows 1 to 2 inches. It doesn't give a flavor profile. I'm going to have to look that up because I have no idea. Okay, so we got those in there. Got one more. Let me turn it to me. The one on the edge, and this is tray number 5. So tray number 5 left. And in tray number 5, I'm going to do a little bit of less hot peppers, right? Some less hot peppers. So there's another one in here that I want. I'm going to do a total of 3 different pepper seeds in here too. Shelly, will your son be in the new challenge as well? He's the man. Team Samuel, I think, is going to be in it. So let me just show you the 3 peppers that are going to go in this last tray. And that's going to be the orange cayenne pepper, which I'm going to use for home use. It may make the pepper challenge, not sure. Some Anaheim hot chili peppers for home use. And then some cayenne long stem peppers. I'm hoping chocolatey and citrusy with some heat, but probably packed with antioxidants too. Never know. So let me put my little holes in this one. My soil not acting right in this one. I guess I needed to compact it down a little more to get my holes just right. Okay. Yeah, the orange one I thought was very pretty. I've never seen an orange chili pepper like that before, so that's why I bought it. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the cayenne long slim. That's going to be in B and E. No, not B and E. C and F. So this is the cayenne long slim. All right. I bought an orange carrot pepper to start next season. What is it like a hot or is it like a sweet pepper, Chanel? So, is it hot or sweet? Where did I get the orange cayenne? M.I. Gardner. M.I. Gardner. I think I might have even showed that on a seed haul. I don't know if that seed haul came out yet. Just so y'all know, I have 3 seed haul videos scheduled. I didn't want to overwhelm everyone at once. And I also didn't want to seem crazy. So I didn't release them all at once. One of which is coming today. So then I'm going to go next with the orange one that everybody is asking about. So from M.I. Gardner. And then after I do this, I'm going to go sit it on the heat mats. Put the domes in. Well, actually, before I do it, I'm going to show you something that I'm going to do that a lot of people may not do, which is mist the tops. And then lastly, you thought the cayenne orange was Fairy Morse? No, it's from M.I. Gardner. Check it out. There's the Anaheim. So for those that ask, do I use hot peppers in my cooking? I'm not going to use them in cooking, but I'm more interested in using them in sauces or in like honey to deal with like cold and flu season or just sickness in general. People say that with cayenne peppers, it helps with a lot of sickness, has a lot of antioxidants. So, and there's the orange, cayenne, and then they have the chili. And this is number 5. All right. How long have I been doing this? I have been gardening for years. Mainly, so I grew up gardening. My grandmother has a garden. If you look on the channel, you'll see my grandmother's fall garden. But I grew up around a garden. When I came to New Jersey, I didn't garden right away. I had like college and career goals. So this is not my job. I do work a 9 to 5 weekly. And I started my own garden. So I've been in this house for about a little over 10 years, maybe 10 and a half years. And I started this gardening at home. Yeah, I won't forget to wash my hands. I started gardening at home around 2018, 2019. So I've been doing different tips and tricks for a few years. So before I even put it on a heat mat, no, I don't have the heat mats on yet. So this is water. I brought out my water mister. But what I like to do for my seeds, especially the small seeds, is I like to kind of mist the top. So I'm just going to mist the tops of them, give them a little bit of help with the humidity, because stop it, brother. I'm not a big time hospital. I work at a hospital, but I'm not a big time executive. So I'm misting the tops here. Okay. And the last top. And if you'll notice, another thing that I also did was, remember how I how I didn't put the water in the bottom? The soil is not that damp. So here's what I'm gonna do. All right, put the seeds down, and for the time being, the water that I had that I didn't use, I'm gonna fill the bottom of this watering tray. So before I put them on the heat mat, I'm going to fill this watering tray at the bottom. I'm going to let it sit on the watering tray a couple hours. I'm going to let it sit on the watering tray for a couple hours. Here we go. Bam. Let it sit on the watering tray for a couple hours. And let me show you where I'm going to put it. I'm going to put it right over there where they're going to be housed. So, oh. So that's where they're going to go. Spilled a little bit of water, so it's okay. And here we go. So we planted out. We talked about seedlings. We planted out seedlings. I have my diagram here with all the seeds that are planted. So we have everything here. And what I want to do is I want to see how those seeds do, right? 20 more likes, you're running it up. Hey, I appreciate it. All right. So I've held you guys for about 2 hours. Let me tell you what's going on. Do I sell merch? If you mean like my shirts, I can sell merch on a separate order. I have shipped out some shirts to some other people. So yes, we do have merch. I have long sleeve shirts, we have short sleeve shirts, and we have hoodies like the one that I was wearing yesterday. So on the channel, number one, before we get off, let me just tell you, if you want merch, my email is on my channel. Feel free to email me, right? Maybe one Saturday or Sunday we will, yeah, you're not getting a two-step today, chat. So actually, she is sunshine. I don't really have to mark which side of the paper because no matter where I move these trays, I wrote on marker on the trays which one is 1, 2, 3, 4. So wherever I put it, it doesn't matter. I just need to know what's in each tray. So yeah, thank you, brother, for putting my chat in there. So number one, let me do a thank you to the mods. Chanel, thank you very much. Thank you. So my brother is in the chat today. He is Rich Black Man, is a mod. Dropped content this morning. Cece also dropped content this morning, so thank you to Cece. I'm dropping her channel in. Shelly dropped content this morning, dropping her channel in. Make sure you go check out her Sea Hall. Give her a thumbs up and all that other stuff. Forgin drops content as well and live streams, right? So I hope you guys liked all the information. So let me ask you guys a favor. Hey Tampa, drop safely. Let me ask you guys a favor. Number one, if you missed some of the information part, it's in the beginning part of the stream. Go back and at least watch the beginning part of the stream if you weren't here. Oh, thank you, Nichols. Thank you. So make sure you watch the beginning part of the stream for all the information, right? That we did this morning as it relates to seedlings. A lot of the other streams also have information. So go back and feel free to re-watch. I will also see starting video drops at 11 a.m. Fence says. Make sure you go check out Fence. My video on a seed haul will drop at 1 o'clock today. And then my January update video is going to drop tomorrow morning at 8:30. I drop content Monday mornings at 8:30 and randomly throughout the week, usually Thursday and Friday or just Thursday at 8:30. Make sure you go in and you check out some of the information, the things that I'm dropping on the channel. Let me know what you like and don't like on the channel. I appreciate all the comments. Most of you guys know if you write a comment, I reply to it. So also, for the moderators, if you haven't accepted your invite to Discord, please do. We're going to test it out. And for members only, you get early access to the Discord, right? It'll drop after the mods and myself play with it a little bit. So stay tuned. And the reason for the Discord is so that for those of you that don't drop content, that have gardening questions, that want to interact with the garden community without doing videos, I have 100% started a Discord where we can have different forums to talk to each other outside of YouTube. I'm not taking anything away from YouTube, but I want to give additional resources to the garden community. So that is what's coming up on the channel. Stay tuned for those of you that are going to be interviewed for my podcast. I'm going to be reaching out to you soon for that as well. And for members only, stay tuned for some very members only special content. So I hope everybody has a great day on purpose. If you have or getting snow and bad weather, please stay warm, drink your hot cocoa, do whatever you need to do. Don't go outside in this weather because we know that everybody's infrastructure is not great. So make sure you like, subscribe, follow, all the things, right? Do all the things and have a great day on purpose, okay? All right, peace everybody. I'll see you around in these YouTube streets. Thank you, Angela. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and thank you everybody for all the likes, gifts, and super chats today. Thank you. Great day, everybody. Peace out. Have a great day on purpose.